Good day, grade 11s. Your favorite business studies tutor is back. I go by the name of Ms. Nokuthula Zulu. And today we are going to be looking at start a business venture based on an action plan. Did you know that entrepreneurs cannot start a business venture without a well-structured business plan and an action plan? Entrepreneurs need to consider certain aspects and factors before operating a business. So, if you aspire to be an entrepreneur, you need to first have a business plan that you are going to transform into an action plan before you start a business, of which is today's lesson. Now, let's look at the lesson objectives. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to discuss aspects that must be considered when initiating a business. And secondly, you will be able to outline factors that must be considered before startup. Now, let's look at our concept map. Our concept map is an overview of all the subtopics that we are going to unpack during this lesson. We will first look at the factors that must be considered when initiating a business, followed by the aspects that must be considered before startup. And lastly, we'll look at other factors to consider before startup. Now, let's look at the pre-knowledge. Pre-knowledge has to do with what do you currently know. Before we start a lesson, we'll first have to test the knowledge that you are having currently prior to the lesson. You must know the meaning of an action plan. So surely by now you know the meaning of an action plan, what the action plan entails. Let's look at the pre-knowledge practice. Now we are testing your pre-knowledge. Elaborate on the meaning of an action plan. So surely you are thinking of that meaning of an action plan, right? An action plan is a detailed plan that outlines the actions that need to be executed or done in order to reach the business goals. So when we talk of an action plan, that is a detailed plan of what needs to be done in order to reach the business goals. An action plan shows the activities that must be completed. So on our action plan, we actually see what activities that has to be completed in order for the business to be a success. Now, let's look at the new words and language that will crop out on our lesson. Strategy, a long-term plan of action to achieve a goal. Operations, the different activities businesses use to achieve their goals in order to be successful. Productivity, the effectiveness of production in terms of the rate of output per unit of input. And lastly, we have cost saving, the plans made by the business to cut on the cost or expenses of the business. Now let's just go for a quick ad break and we will be back shortly to start our lesson unpacking all those concepts that we are going to unpack. So short break. We'll be back.